All right, let's talk Belle Collective season 3. Now, I haven't done obviously episodes 1 through, what are we on, number 4 now or 5? But I'm just going to do just an overall review of episodes 1 through 4. And if it's 5, I'll correct that in the title of this video. But as of now, this is just an overall review of episodes 1 through 4 of season 3. And I'm really just going to go by each of the girls and just kind of overall summarize what's going on, give my thoughts, and kind of connect it to what I can remember from the preview of this season that we saw. And I'm going to go in order of the ladies, what feels kind of like their impact on this season, because it's not equal. Like, it's just not. So we're going to start from least to biggest, and starting with the least is Tambra. Now, the first couple of episodes, we saw that Tambra was overall this woman. I am noticing that Tambra is like withdrawing more and more from the show. I think, now look, I do not listen to interviews. I don't watch outside stuff. I just look at the show, and that is it. So that is where all of my thoughts are coming from. And, I am pretty sure that Tambra has seen and heard of the way people get on her about her voice, the way she dresses, specifically her hair. The first season, Jesus, that hair and that lip color that people always got on, that pink. And, their last season was a big thing about her relationship and wanting to have a baby and get married. Now, it's just kind of like, where's she at? Like, I think we've gone, episode 3, she was like not in it at all. And in this past episode 4, she only showed up like the last, 10 minutes of the episode at Latrice's wig party or wig launch. So it feels like Tambra is really withdrawing herself from the show a bit more. I think, someone who, of all the ladies, who's the most into social media in a sense because of her media personality, online words hurt, I feel like, her the most, and we're seeing it in how she's just overall being involved. Everyone's calling her a liar, everyone's calling her fake. Now, that episode where she was talking about her tailgate and that she said she invited, but then she didn't invite, and then she said, well, I chose So Gucci to do it, and then So Gucci obviously didn't do it because she's like, huh? Other than that, there's just really nothing going on with Tambra and her alleged relationship with Damon. Maybe, I don't know. I will say that it feels like as of now, the storyline with her is, I can't even say Damon is a factor anymore because it really doesn't feel like it. And then also the fact that she, the ladies don't really seem to like her. Like, what it feels like is all the ladies are fake with her. Like, they're nice to her, but they don't mean it. Like, they're not sincere. They're not going to attack her, but they're also not being super friendly. And I'm pretty sure Tambra can feel that vibe that these ladies are just not her friends and they don't like her. And I feel like it hurts. Like, I just feel like there's a bit of a sadness with Tambra. And I feel bad for her because I know, all of these ladies have gotten attacked in some ways online, but I feel like between Tambra and Marie, they've gotten it the hardest. And like I said, Tambra is someone who is so in the media life that it hurts her more because that really can affect her business, I feel like, more than maybe anybody else. So I'm interested to see where it goes with her. I know that she's trying to have a baby, but also there's this teasing of Latrice. And in the trailer for this season, some doctor said there's a little hand, We don't know who he's talking to. We don't know which Belle he's talking to. I wouldn't be surprised if he was talking about JJ's daughter who's having a baby right now. Let's be honest. You know, reality TV likes to mess with us. So we'll see. I am curious to know, who is it? Is it Latrice? Is it Tambra? Who knows? All right. The next lady is Aikisha. Now, Aikisha and Tambra's time on the show is like kind of flipped because we really didn't see a lot of Aikisha the first couple of episodes. And now we're seeing Aikisha. It's kind of like it's building a bit more and more. We're getting more and more of Aikisha, a little by little. And I'm liking that build up with her. I feel like with her still being a new Belle, her being like the villain from last season, she was a lot to take in at once. And I feel like this slow buildup of everything we're getting with her is nice. You know, it's nice to see different layers to her. Seeing her talk about really getting more into her childhood because Letitia, I mean, she threw it in her face that she was adopted. Nobody wanted her. We don't really know we didn't know the whole story about it like that. And then we got the story this season, which was really interesting to hear. And I mean, it's kind of like, I understand her uppity because she comes from, it's almost like she had to work to get to her status, in the sense that she may have grown up feeling the sense of neglect, rejection, side eyes, you know, even though her aunt took her in as her mom. You know, we don't, like, as of now, we don't know why that was. We just know that's how it was. But, you know, there could have been other family that got on her, or didn't really give her a lot of love and support, because Aikisha to me looks like she's mixed, you know? Looking at her aunt, you know, that just looks like a full black woman, you know, and Aikisha to me has like she has something else in her. And you know, she's really light skinned, she has light hair, light eyes. And in Mississippi, in the South, back whenever Aikisha was born, I know that had to be hard on her. Like, I'm pretty sure she experienced colorism. And so I feel like and so when she grew up and realized that, oh, I'm going to inherit all this, I am somebody, I am recognized, like, I'm about to show out, you know, and I don't blame her. She grew up with that. Now, I'm just speculating, obviously, but that's just the energy I get from her. Now, she isn't as slick and shady as she used to be last season. Aside from, she did say one shady thing, and this is the second time that one of the Belles has said a shady comment that you're just, that feels so left field. And it's like, wait, where did that come from? Because she was talking about how she is alluding that Latrice and Selena may have something sexual going on. And it's like, wait, where did that come from? Like, I don't like when people do that, because you're doing it for story and you're doing it for attention, but I want the proof. Like, if it's got some validity to, like, if you've ever seen them, like, if they ever been on each other's shoulders a really, really long time, or like they look like they might even be close to kissing a few times, I could buy that. But then it's like, well, where? Because so far we haven't seen anything that feels like it's another Marie and Essie. So we'll see. But anyway, yeah, I feel like we're getting more with Aikisha. I don't remember from the preview if they showed much more that we haven't seen already. I do know that Aikisha kicked the cameras out when Selena and Soguchi got into a fight. Other than that, I don't know what else she's got going on. But so far, I'm liking Aikisha this season, which feels like a thing to say, considering how she was hard to deal with last season. All right, the next Belle is Marie. Now, Marie, she's interesting this season because, okay, so I felt like the first season, Marie was like the main character. There was a lot of focus on Marie. And, we continue to learn a lot about her personal life with her mom, her son, her husband, her health, her businesses. This season, nothing. Like, it is so weird. Like, I feel like we have gotten nothing from Marie this season. There's no Essie, which I'm like, where is Essie? There's been no talk about her businesses aside from her little introduction when the season started. There's no talk about her mom, her son, of course, especially that trifling behind, and how the grandchildren are doing. The only thing we've gotten is knowing that she's officially divorced from Cedric, but we have gotten nothing from Marie this season. The reason why I put her above, say, Akeisha, because like we literally have gotten nothing from Tambra, is because we've seen more of Marie. Little doses, but we've seen more of her. My thing with Marie is, why does she hate Latrice so much? What is it about it? Because there has got to have been way more behind the scenes that have gone on, because I know that coming into the second season, she hated her, and we understood why. Latrice definitely threw some stuff out to get back at Marie for essentially embarrassing her. Like Latrice was embarrassed, and so she wanted to get Marie back. But then they resolved it, then they got over it, and then they seemed like they were good. So now it seems like Marie hates her more than ever. And I don't know. I've always have felt like Marie is so used to being the only one, the most successful, and here comes Latrice in the mix, who is probably way more successful than she is, financially wise, and she only got one business. Marie has her hands in everything, and Latrice just does her one thing, and she's got way more money than her. And, Latrice is the only person whose wealth is shown in her house, whose wealth shows. Everyone else has like little bits of it, but it's kind of like, I feel like aside from Akeisha, but who I'm sure her wealth is more so like in New York because her husband was in the NFL. But Latrice is the one who's clearly popping, and she's so young. And I think there's a sense of jealousy from Marie because of that. But then on the other side with Latrice, I think Latrice thinks so high and mighty of herself that she isn't used to anyone maybe being a little bit close to her financial wealth. And allegedly, Marie has money like that. I don't know if she has as much as Latrice. Like even though Latrice clearly has the better house and the bigger house than any of the Belles, that doesn't mean that the other Belle's money isn't somewhere else. Maybe their money is in where they get to go travel. Maybe they have multiple homes in other places. I don't know. But anyway, so I'm just like, I don't understand. Like, it just feels weird. Like, it feels like Marie wants to punch Latrice so bad every time she's around her. It's just the weirdest. It's a really weird energy. Weird energy. I do hope that we'll get a little bit more about just Marie in general. So those first three, Tambra, Akeisha, and Marie, there's not a solidified storyline that they have going on. We don't genuinely know what's really kind of going on in their personal lives like that. But I don't know how many episodes. Like, we're literally only like halfway through the season, so it might be some more. All right, the next Belle is So Gucci. Now, so Gucci was like a nothing character last season. I was so confused as to why and how she was on the show, because she brought nothing. Nothing. And I feel like she saw that. I feel like she, saw reviews, heard people's comments about that, and decided to bring the heat this season. Because you can't tell me, and JJ, of course, is in for all of it because he just loves attention. You can't tell me that his mom moving in isn't for story. She don't need to be there. Like it's nothing. And then um, they're showing more of her business stuff, not so much real estate, but they're showing more of like say her fitness stuff. And now it's her dragging out this like animosity that she has with Selena and Latrice. Now let's talk about Selena. Now I did not watch Bring It. I didn't know anything about the show. I mean, I did know about the show, but as far as people on the show, no. Um, but you know, I've heard about how that's essentially JJ's fame was being on Bring It, and that's with his ex-wife and their three daughters. And I promise you, I could have sworn that Soguchi said that the co-parenting relationship that her, JJ, and Selena have is decent. Like it's good. I mean, they've all been there with each other for years, and it's overall like it's a pretty good dynamic. Now it's like I hate you. It's very stereotypical ex-wife hates the new wife. And according to Selena, it's kind of has always been that way. According to not Latrice, yeah, Latrice, she's always noticed that there's been tension. And I'm like, where'd this come from? And see, like I said, she had nothing going on last season, and now she wants to bring something in. So I don't know. Maybe there honestly has always been a little bit like tension with them, and she was hiding it just so she could look like a nice person on TV. And now that she got another spot to come back, she's like, oh, now let me amp it up. Or there's that. Or maybe it was always good. Okay, let's look at another part. Maybe it was always good. But remember how the whole colorism thing between her daughter and JJ's girls, Selena's girls as well, you know? And I remember seeing people online talking about how Selena wouldn't stand for that or Selena's not going to like that. And, you know, the fact that Gucci was kind of playing into that or whatever. I'm wondering if when they were done with season 2, if Selena came to Gucci about that. Like, how you gonna let your daughter talk about my daughters like that and accuse them of colorism? We have always welcomed y'all. There's never been any problems, and now y'all trying to do this and that. And so there may be that energy. Like maybe they always were good. Not, you know, maybe they never were like good sister friends, but they were good. They were cordial. And maybe Selena came at her after that situation with their daughters, and you know, Gucci didn't like that. Selena don't like that. But I like So Gucci for me is the most annoying one this season. And like everything with So Gucci feels forced and fake and just for TV. But it's not natural. Like, look, I understand that people judge things up for TV. I get it. You know, you almost have to. You know, yes, things will be real, but it also feels like, look, at the end of the day, you're going to have to judge some things up. You're going to have to intentionally set some things up just to make TV, just to essentially keep your job on the show. So I feel like that is also Gucci. However, So Gucci does it so forced. It's just like you don't. It just makes it annoying to watch her. And Latrice to me is a big person who does that as well, but it feels just a little bit more natural coming from Latrice. Whereas So Gucci, I'm just like, girl, if you don't shut up, like, ugh. So I don't really care for So Gucci. I am very curious on how the fight with her and Selena plays out. But I'm also curious just to see how the rest of the season goes with her, because she's just playing stuff out. And I'm just like, girl, please move on. Please find something else to have going on with your life. Where's your real estate? Huh? Where is that? You don't ever talk about that. You are the only person who doesn't talk about their business. Even Letitia and We Don't Know What Enterprise talks about her things more than you do. So where's that? Huh? Anyway. The next Belle is Letitia. Now, Letitia for me was the main character on season 2. And now she's kind of like a second to, obviously, Latrice. Now, we're seeing, again, another played out storyline with her and Glenn and not getting together. And Glenn is, I can't stand Glenn. He is my least, is he? Yeah. Glenn is my least favorite man on the show. You know, I was trying to think, do I really want to say him or Cliff? It's Glenn. Glenn is so trifling. He is so trifling. I guess because for me personally, I have dealt with guys who behave like that, who gaslight you, who really make it seem like it's you, it's not them. I am, no, you're not. Like, they just play in your face. And I cannot stand those men. Especially in Glenn's case, your reason, like the reasons for you and Letitia's problems is clear. You cheated. Like, what do you expect? He's annoying. He is so annoying. But, you know, I really want to see Letitia branch out from this. Because, like I said, this is the same thing that we dealt with last season. So I just want her, like I said, I really want to know what Letitia does. What is an enterprise? What do you do? We ain't seen you do business. We see you in your little office just setting up, but we don't ever see you like on meetings or having like chat, like group meetings with anyone or chats or on the phone. Like, we just don't see nothing. Nothing. I feel like, you know, her and So Gucci, we never see them do their work. We never see them doing what they say they do. And we get it a little bit, but it's like, I still don't get it. like for example, So Gucci and her little fitness stuff. Aside from the Bells, there wasn't but what, 2-3 people there? Girl, what kind of fitness business you claim you had? I don't get that. But anyway, back to Letitia. So I would love to see Letitia like get some, as far as like just be stronger. Like I will say, like, Letitia was annoying to deal with last season because it was very clear to me, and from what we saw with season 1 reunion, Letitia had a big part in the show becoming what it, you know, the show forming. And the fact that, you know, season 1 was not really about her, it was mostly about Marie and Latrice. It made her feel some type of way, and she decided to get real buck. She tried to get real bold and real like, And now this season, it just kind of feels like she stepped back. And I feel like it's because she don't know what to do. She don't know what to fake up for herself. So let's just keep this Glenn and her storyline going on. So, but I mean, we still get a lot of her. There's, you know, so far we've had episodes that have had a lot of her in it as far as like extended time. But yeah. And the last one, Latrice. Now, Latrice to me is the main character of season 3. We've gotten a lot going on with her, from her husband, from her workers, from her relationship with the Bells. Let's be honest, Latrice gets talked about more than anybody else this season. I mean, they've sprinkled Tambra's name every now and then, but overall, everybody will not stop talking about Latrice. I mean, Marie can't not. Poor Latrice. Like, I tolerate Latrice, you know. She's not bad, but she can be so messy. But I definitely feel like Latrice is all talk, and she buckles. Like, she is not as tough as she tries to act like. She definitely puts on a front. But, you know, her situation with Cliff is like as frustrating as, like, for me, watching Glenn and Letitia is frustrating, like, because Glenn is such an F-boy. But watching Cliff and Latrice is heartbreaking because that's real. Like Glenn and what's her name? Glenn and Letitia is fake. There might be a little bit of like legitness in there, but overall it feels forced. It feels played out. Latrice and Cliff, that's real. Those are real mean emotions, mean talk, just tough sayings. Like that's real. And I heard a reviewer talking about that they feel like, Latrice has money tied up with Cliff. I think their money is tied up together. And I think Latrice, because she grew up pretty much poor in the hood, she just never ever wants to go back. And so she's just dealing with Cliff. She could be one of those women who, because she married someone so much older, maybe she's hoping he'll die sooner so she can move on and enjoy his money. That's what she gives me. Can you hurry up and die, Daddy? Or Zaddy, whatever she calls him. Because I want to leave you, but I can't because I need your money. But her thing with Josh is very interesting. Every episode we see more and more of it like fading. First of all, why is he getting so much screen time in these interview things? Like what is this? Like goodbye, because I don't think Mel got that. Essie did a little bit, but not Josh. Please go sit down. You were so extra. Like you were that annoying person. You are very annoying. And I feel like he's one of those people who realizes he's on TV and he's going to play it up. But I feel like there's still so much with Latrice going on. But to me, she has a very interesting storyline. Because, she could have kept her same storyline of her and Marie or her and her business. But there's a lot of layers to to Latrice. And it's very interesting to see. It's a lot to talk about. It's a lot to dissect. So that is just kind of overall how the Belle Collective season 3 has been. It's a really good season. Every episode I'm just like, ooh, how are we going to continue this? I will say I don't want to see any more Glenn and Letitia right now. I need a break from that mess. I want to see everybody else but them. Like, Letitia, how about you put a brunch together? Let that be an episode for you. So, we'll see how this whole season shakes out in the end, because it's them Bells are spicy, and I like it. I'm from Atlanta. I'm from the South, so they spicy. And I like it.